Bam. Just like that, we're live. Thank you for joining another awesome edition, episode number 9 of Sunday Night Vibe. Of course, you're listening here live on YouTube, but we can be found around the world on iTunes, Google Hangouts, Stitcher, Hours of Pods, all the places where you can pick up a podcast. Nadia, what's going on? What's cracking?
You can find us at your local grocery store as well. The local
That's right.
Store. Yeah,
yep.
We all there.
We're all over. Nadia, despite we everywhere, but you don't know this, but I got to tell you, Google has been hating. Google's been hating. All right, so normally, because we're a new podcast, we're trying to get the subscriber count up. So if you dig the show, go ahead and hit subscribe. But until then, we got to promote the show. Right. And for us to promote the show, you know, we use the Google ad services. Now, last week's show, if you tuned in, was all about 90s TV, right? 90s is pretty basic. We didn't get too crazy, as Marley's joining me here. We didn't get too crazy. But when I tried to promote the show on Google Ads, they denied it. They said our content is shocking. We had shocking content, y'all, on 90s TV shows. They just trying to keep a brother and sister down.
You're playing with me now. Stop it.
This is the second time now. This is the second time this has happened.
I'm done. I'm packing up everything. Going. Bye, y'all.
Gone.
Are you serious?
Yep. They said our content was shocking. You know, if you've dealt with Google, you can kind of, sort of try and, you know, fight it. And I did. But then, of course, they denied it again. So I'll have to try and get our viewer count on that up a different way. That it was so shocking that they would not allow me to promote the show here. So,
no, I don't like that. That just messed up my week.
Yeah, garbage, straight garbage is what that was. But it's okay. We're gonna do, if they don't do it with them or without them, it don't matter. It's going down. We're gonna figure it.
He said we're gonna get this.
We're gonna get this. I'm not tuned in. Give me something good to watch. That's all. What you watching right now? You know, you always get that question. People don't know. They're always looking for another good show. So that's what we're talking here tonight.
I'm always looking for something to binge and watch.
That's right. So we'll get you hooked up with what to binge watch here. We're gonna kick it off a little bit different. I'm gonna just give you the plot of some of my favorite shows, and you tell me if you'll watch it, and then I'll tell you more about it and see if it changes your mind either for the good or the bad. All right, so the name of that TV show. Okay, Nadia, the name of this TV show, let me know if you've heard it, is Ozarks on Netflix. Have you seen it?
No, but Chris was telling me about it.
Yes. Oh man,
is it good?
It is. We're in season 2 now. Season 2, you know, they dump it on Netflix. It's amazing. That's all you're gonna get. Man, thank you guys for being with us. That's the first time, but it probably won't be the last time. Through this episode 9, this cursed episode number 9. But I was trying. I was real struggling, but I was trying to tell you about Ozark on Netflix. And I know you said that Chris, your brother, recommended it to you, telling you all about it. But yeah, it's an amazing show. For those who haven't seen Ozark, it stars Jason Bateman, Jason Bateman's in Game Show, I think is the name of the Game Night is the new movie that's out. But he's been in, I don't know, probably a billion movies, Horrible Bosses, and let's see what other big one. He was in Hancock, if you saw that. I'm trying to think. I don't remember his big. Why do I want to put him? I keep want to put him in I can't remember. I was trying to.
Hey, if you an old school head like I am, remember Jason Bateman used to play on this old TV show when he was a little boy. Hold on, let me see. It was an old TV show, and I used to watch that. I used to have a crush on this guy too. Let me see.
Dude, his TV.
What did he play on? Give me more. Give me more.
Okay, he was on Arrested Development, which is the most recent. That's not what you're talking about because you said earlier. But he was on Arrested Development, which a lot of people will know him from.
The Hogan
are you talking
family.
about Mr. The Hogan? See, I never watched the Hogan Family.
Really? Oh man, yeah.
No, man. But he was on Little House on the Prairie. I didn't know he was on Little House on the Prairie. But so that's crazy. But Jason Bateman is the lead on this show, Nadia, and he's basically like an accountant. He's a financial advisor, and he ends up basically laundering money for the Mexican drug cartel. And things get a little fishy. Some people die, so he moves out of Chicago to the Ozarks, this really small backwood area of the country in the South. And he starts buying up like restaurants and stuff to launder the stolen cartel money, right? Or the dirty money, not necessarily stolen, but drug money, cartel money. And then, but little does he know, in this small little town, there's already criminals, big time criminals in this small town. So he's trying to make moves while these three gangsters, they kind of like gangsters, Southern gangsters, are also making moves. And so then he has to fight with them, and then he's teaming with them, and it's like all kind of, and while they're trying to get out, he's trying to find a way out of all this mess because the Chicago Mexican cartel, who was based in Chicago, they got a watchful eye on him. So people are dying. He ends up buying strip clubs at this local place. It's crazy. It's a crazy, and it's not just him. He's dragging his whole family, and he's got a wife and 2 children. And they find out about it. It's like it's madness. Ozarks is our TV show. It's on Netflix. Idea. You got to watch it. That's one TV show you got to binge watch.
Well, like I was saying that every time I turn on Netflix, the you know how they'll show the featured movie, like right when you first turn it on, and it always sit there, and I'm always like passing by it, like, nah. I don't know if the font itself was like, no, the font don't look kind of appealing right now.
It looks weird.
It really do look like some type of alien type, sci-fi type, handwriting. I don't know, but maybe I should have watched.
It's dark. Because the Z. Yeah, I don't know what that Z is all about. I want to see if I can find that because it has. I agree now that you said that. I've never
right.
Let's see. I've never even thought about that, but yeah, it's got the Z has like weird lines coming out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to see. I can't see nothing.
Yeah, because I thought
I can't.
Like
people
sci-fi futuristic kind of thing going on. I was like,
yeah, yeah. That is weird. I don't know what that Z is about. Let's see. The Ozark Z. Let's see if we can figure out what that is. Because it really has nothing to do with
sci-fi
with aliens or sci-fi. It's a gangster. It's like kind of like it's like suburban gangster is what it is.
That's funny.
Okay. Hold on. Let's see. I don't know. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's the font is they say it's similar to Futura, which just sounds futuristic, But yeah, I can't see a futuristic font is what they use. It's just that's kind of weird. It's different. It catches your eyes, but it doesn't fit. I definitely think it seems like some kind of Men in Black stuff, but no, totally not it. So I would definitely recommend Ozark to you. Take a look. Check it out.
Yeah. You know I'm gonna do it now that you said it's 2 seasons. Now I definitely have to do it because I only like binge watching shows that have more than like one season. I really do.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about this? What if it is they have like multiple seasons? Like say they have 2 seasons, but that you check the date and it says like 2016. So you know that there probably ain't gonna be more seasons. Do you get involved with them kind of TV shows?
You know
2 seasons, but a year or two since they put anything new out on it.
I can't remember the one that I watched.
Okay.
There was one that I watched that it had multiple. See, it had more than I think it had more than 3 seasons, and it stopped in 2015. Me, I don't care. I'll go for it.
Oh, I can't do it, man. I feel so incomplete, or I know that it ended in a bad way. Like maybe that last season was so bad they didn't want to bring it on. I can't risk it.
Yeah, I'll go for it. I don't mind.
All right.
I just want to watch something. I can watch just about anything on television.
All right.
So,
all right.
All
right. You got something. I'm looking for something to watch. Do you have a recommendation? I want to know what you got.
Listen. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. Now, this show, I was a little late bloomer on this show.
Okay.
I caught it right when it was off season. Okay. And I kept on hearing everybody talk about the show, and I'm like, okay, I don't know, whatever. I'll watch it, I guess, at a different time. When the season ends, I'll go ahead and binge watch first season. That's where I was at until I noticed one of my favorite actors was on the show. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm in there. But anyway, so let's see. So this show, it's a series that follows the lives of families and 2 parents, right? And there are 3 children that was born on their father's birthday. This show, let me see. I don't want to call out any names because that'll give it away. So let's see if I can get some more. Let me see. Let's go to the premise. Okay, so the series follows the lives of siblings, Kevin, Kate, Randall, known as the Big 3. Everybody know this. And if you are a Twitter follower, you know that these people, their hashtag is a lemon. And I'll get to you about that. So let's see. So it takes place in present tense, and then it flashbacks back and forth to a family that, you know, like I said, the 3 kids were born on their father's birthday. Now, the thing about it is they ended up losing one of the 3 children that they were supposed to have and ended up adopting a child.
Okay.
Does this sound familiar, or does it sound like something you would probably
watch?
You want to watch this?
I ain't gonna watch this one. I'm not gonna watch this one.
Now, maybe this will help out a little bit more. With the 3rd child that they adopt, the child is an African American boy that they adopt. They lost one was stillborn, so they saw one child that was left at a firehouse by a parent who couldn't handle him. So they found the baby, brought the baby to the hospital, placed the baby right beside the what are those little things called when you look in the NICU and you see the baby laying in the little thing?
A little bassinet.
Boom. So the 2 children was brought in the bassinet, and the 3rd child, which happens to be an African American young boy or a baby, whatever, was sitting and laying in the basket right beside them. So they ended up adopting that 3rd baby and taking it in as his own. So it kind of flashbacks from present to you know, past. And yeah, it's a pretty tight show. Would you went and watch this?
No,
even though they adopted the African American baby.
No, like why are you doing that? Stop. Okay, what's the show, Nadia? What's the show?
The show is called All of Us. No, it's not. It's called This
Oh,
Is Us.
okay.
It's called This Is Us.
Okay. So I've seen people crying, talking about they crying on episodes, and I did not know what this show was about at all.
This
They got
show is
people all emotional.
it's so litty. I don't know what to do with my life. If you watch the first episode, you be like, God dang, I gotta watch everything. Now this show is
Really?
so tight. It's so tight because of the fact how it flashes back from past to present. Like it kind of give you that whole kind of spin because you know when it gets to the end of the episode, it'll give you that whole spin like, oh crap, I gotta watch it the next season. Kind of like what they did with Saw. You know, with Saw, like you gotta try to piece it together, and you like, oh snap. It's kind of like it kind of gives you that type of feeling. But anyway, so this show stars Mandy Moore. You have Sterling Brown, which is my favorite actor.
Really?
Who else? Yeah. Who else is on it? God, let me see. Cause this show like it's so heartfelt. It follows one of the because it's like okay they were triplets, but it's two twins, a guy and a girl. The girl she sings very well. She's going through something right now with her not being able to carry a baby, so they're going through that process of trying to get a baby and all the other stuff. And it's fighting with her weight because she's overweight. So it's kind of like this whole little craziness and putting her health at risk because she just got married, and you got the other brother who is carrying on some of the traits of his father, like alcoholism, because his father was in the war. So it's father lost his brother, so his father, and then his father was kind of like verbally abusive or whatever like that. So he carried on, alcoholism, and the son is now carrying on that trait too. So then he's trying to fight battles with addiction as well as trying to, handle life. Now the third, the black guy, he's living an okay life. He's trying to he's kind of one of those people, it's like I was adopted, so I'm trying to do as much as I can for everybody. Take everybody in, do for everybody, give everybody this. But it just seems to it fits so well. All of them complement each other. It's a powerful show, and it's very it's even though it's not a comedy, you have some type of comic relief in the show, which is good.
Got through all this drama, it sounds like.
Yeah, man, but it's so good. Like when I tell you, I binge watched that show because I caught it right in the second season, first episode, right when it was like a week until they dropped the second season. I was like, oh no, I got to catch up.
Is it only two deep, or how many seasons are there right now?
Right now we're in second season. I think we're on the third episode. Should be coming on this coming Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. I'm ready. Okay. Like when I tell you, I would just be binge watching that thing, just sitting there, just waiting for that sucker to drop on Hulu. Yo.
Because I hear so many people talk about it and like a very powerful show, but all right, I might have to get up in that and see what it's all about for real.
Yeah, man.
All right, give me 1 second here. I'm trying to tell everybody to come join us. If you on Facebook, if you on
let me find out you inviting people to the party. Okay.
Let's try and get some people up in the party. We want you to follow us and all that good stuff here. Here we go. I'm just posting on our Facebook here, which is a little bit different. Most of our handles are SNV podcast. This one is Sunday Night Vibe podcast, or at Sunday Night Vibe on Facebook. Everywhere else, it's SNV podcast here. And let me go ahead, since we do this thing on Instagram, we need to get our followers up. What is y'all waiting on? Like for real, what are y'all waiting on? We want to know right now what the problem is. All right. So all right, I've got these out now. I've got the promotion out of the way. And I got a show for you. All right. Let's see here. Let's see how I can. This one's hard to tell you about. This this show is hard to tell you about without giving it away. Okay. All right. You're going to know right away. All right. Okay. So, in this TV show that I watch every week is an event where couples, their quest plays out every single episode. So it's usually a different couple every single episode, right? And they are fitted with a camera and a camera crew. And this is real life scenarios. So with this couple, these couples are taken from their homes, from their families, from all form of contact, and they are dropped in a remote location with only a satchel, a knife, sometimes a fire, but they're in the worst environments. They're in the heat of the Serengeti, or they're in the bayou of Louisiana, and they are naked, completely naked. I know that gives it away right there, but they have 21 days that they're dropped into this location. I know you know all about it. It's on the Discovery Channel. So you know this show that I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Naked and Afraid.
Naked and Afraid. That's my show. We watch that every week.
I'm telling you, if y'all ain't watching that show, please. Wait a minute. Hold up. So are they in a new season?
Okay, so we were in a binge mode. All right, so we missed.
Okay.
Let me see here. What season should we be in? 8? Good question. What season is Naked and Afraid?
If I'm missing something, I have something to binge watch, and I'm glad to hear this.
Okay, so we just finished the complete season. I'm trying to see the episodes on here. They're tripping. But so the latest episode, so we just finished binge watching a season. It was probably a couple months ago. And then, but let me rewind. So for people who don't know, let me make it real easy for you. They have a man and a woman who are typically some kind of self-proclaimed survivor expert. And then on Naked and Afraid, they go to, as I mentioned, to these remote locations. Usually it's in a desert or it's in the middle of a jungle, anywhere around the world. They'll drop them in, and they have to strip all their clothes off. They're naked. They have a satchel to carry a map, which tells them where they're going, because they have to stay there for 21 days without contact with any people, without any food. They have to find their own food. They have to make their own fires, their own shelter. And the man and the woman, it's always a man and a woman. They have to partner together to try and survive these 21 days. And they have to get to what they call an extraction point. So they're dropped off at one point, and usually it's miles and miles away. They have to walk through these harsh environments that have, whether it's a lion if they're in Africa or snakes in the jungle. And they have to try and get to this extraction point by themselves without help. So they have to make their own fires, kill animals and cook them, all this kind of crazy stuff. Try not to freeze at night. But they have a series of these, and it's 2 different people each and every episode. So Nadia, you asked me if it's I don't know. I'm trying to catch up. Let me see here, because what I started watching, so it's normally 21 days. They also have a 40-day challenge, which is a big challenge where they get, instead of 2 people, it's a big group. So it's usually like 12 people. They start off with 12 people, and people get nicks. They get cut by either tapping out because they're so hungry they can't stay anymore, or they get injured, or they get bitten by bugs or snakes, and they have to medically get taken out. One girl, I don't know if you saw it is this past season, so this will tell me if you need to binge or not. Man and a woman, they were in like a cave-like environment, and the girl had not eaten. her first partner tapped out in like a day or two. So they sent
Right.
her a new partner, which is not normally. Usually, if your partner taps out, you got to finish that rest of that
By
time by
yourself.
yourself.
Yes.
So she was so hungry. They couldn't really find food. I think they maybe found some berries to chew on, that she passed out and almost landed in the fire, Nadia.
Yeah.
Do you see that episode?
I did. Yeah,
Dude.
Yeah, man. And I think that's exactly why they gave her a partner. Because she was doing so poor.
She was doing so bad. And this guy was supposed to be, you know, he was in the military at one point in his life. So he was supposed to be military. But he ended up not being able to do it, find the food either. They ended up, I'm not going to give it away, but they may not have actually made it through. So that's the if you saw all the episodes, I think it was 15 episodes in season, I'm looking it up now, it looks like season 9. I'm going through the episodes. Yes, season 9. 9 seasons, y'all.
Jeez, okay.
Oh, and then you got some binge watching to do. But right now, they got cast of 13.
Uh-huh.
And it's called Naked and Afraid XL. So extra large, because it's 40 days instead of 21. Much harder to survive. Well, there's one dude, he was on an XL show before, but he ended up getting tapped out because he had some kind of infection in his foot. Right? Mm-hmm. Bad mamma jamma. He was like killing pigs, which you don't really see, because to get a whole pig, you got a bunch of food, right?
Yeah, so, man.
But he was so bad that bad and the good. He was so awesome that that they put him on his own. So all the other people are together. He's by himself. He's got to survive until he can try and find them. If he cannot find them, he has to spend the whole 40 days alone.
See, that's the only one I didn't see.
So you need to catch up. This one. Yeah. So they got it split up. Like he's got his own mini episodes where you following him for like 6 episodes. And then they have the Naked and Afraid XL whole season.
Okay.
So I think it merges at the end of his. I haven't finished it. I haven't finished his because I just caught on to his. But I think it finishes, and I guess either we'll find out if he made the whole 40 days or if he merges with the rest of the group. Because in my episodes, without giving it away, he's like, okay, he built his own camp. He's doing phenomenal, but he's starting to go crazy because he has no one to talk to. So
really,
he goes,
really? Oh, I gotta see.
He's starting to lose it, but he goes to try and find the rest of the people, and he keeps finding the abandoned camps. He can't find them. So you gotta go and watch it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yep. So that's the one. Naked and Afraid. It's on Discovery Channel, y'all. Definitely go and binge that show.
I know there was I was trying to catch, because I'm this crazy, like I gotta like reveal my ratchet side or whatever like that. I watch Teen Mom. If you've heard of it. I know it sucks.
I refuse.
There's only one reason why I watch this show. It's to follow a group, a couple who adopt, or instead of keeping the baby, they adopted, went for adoption, and that's the only reason why I watch the show. But there was one girl on the show. She was preparing for it. She never said that it was Naked and Afraid, but if you know the show Naked and Afraid, you know she was preparing for this show. But I never seen her special on Naked and Afraid, and I was trying to like, huh?
I saw her Naked and Afraid episode.
You did?
Yes.
Hey, how I missed that?
You got to go back. It's in season 9. It's in season 9.
Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Go back and binge.
I've been trying to catch that too.
Yeah, if y'all haven't seen Naked and Afraid, it's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And then my sister Erica asked me, would you ever go on a show? I said, yes, I should.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly you would. Yes,
That's a
I
perfect
most certainly
question.
would.
So you would go, okay, Nadia, come on now. So, well,
Yep.
here's the one thing that I've learned. Everybody, because this is supposed to be survival experts,
Right,
right?
right, right. Which kind of
Everybody
get
who's
me. Why no regular person can go on the show? That sucks.
come on, these are regular people, man. Everybody who say they're an expert at fire struggles at making a fire. They swear up and down they can. Oh, I
Right.
can do this. I make this all the time. They
You're right.
all struggle.
Yeah, you
So
right. You are
very
so
few,
right, because yeah,
very few.
I see that a
So
lot.
okay, Nadia. So you left in the woods. You telling me you would go out and kill yourself a snake? No
Be
problem.
well, being that I'm a vegetarian, no.
So you ain't gonna kill the snake. Okay, so if you ain't killing the snake, then you gonna skin the snake to cook it. You gonna be the one to skin it.
Maybe I should question my participation in the show now.
What?
I think I'll probably take
Your
care of that.
partner is real, man.
Listen, if I had to do it for my partner, I would. I wouldn't eat it. I wouldn't eat
Cause
it. I would help out my
so
partner.
you okay. So you gonna go 21 days without eating the snake?
I ain't gonna eat no
What
snake.
about the lizard? What about the lizard?
Nah, I ain't gonna eat.
You ain't eat. Okay,
Nah,
okay.
nah.
Uh,
Dia gonna have to find some berries. Dia gonna have to find some roughage or something out there.
wow.
No,
Okay.
man.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Listen, if my
You losing all
ancestors
the
can
weight.
find some way of surviving without eating meat and
Okay.
living off of vegetation, I could do it.
Okay.
I could do it for 21 days. But no, I ain't eating no snake. I don't even see how people eat snake to this day. Have you ever had snake?
No, I haven't. Mm-mm. I've killed
No.
snakes,
Oh, you
but I've
did?
never eaten. Yeah, I've killed snakes. Come on now.
Nope.
Growing up in South Carolina, hey, you got to kill a snake. We were kids now. We saw a snake in the road. We
Uh-huh.
picked up rocks and threw it at it until we killed the snake.
It ain't got
Listen, we
nothing
can't
up.
be running around. Listen, yeah, we run around barefoot.
That's true, because we
Out
did
no.
too. Well, we didn't go that far. We did it in our front yard. You know,
Listen, shoes
there ain't nothing wrong with that.
were for the stores. Growing up.
Exactly. I told an ex-boyfriend that I did that once. He was like, "You country?" I was like, "It's outside your
Yeah,
house."
man.
Ain't like I was going to the supermarket or going, down the road
You,
with no shoes on.
listen,
Like,
you wash
relax.
your feet, you fine. But yeah, so yeah, I killed many a snake. I've never eaten one, never had to eat one, never chose to eat one. I'm very selective on my food. But yeah, I would be like this. I'll be like, uh, let me keep my distance from the snake.
For real, man.
You see these people trying to act all brave. Oh, let me just grab it. I'll grab it in my hands and cut the head off with a knife, a
I
pocket knife at
can't.
that. No,
I
I'm
can't.
be. But yeah, I debate. I I'd be interested in doing it, but
Yeah.
especially now that I've cut back on soda, even though I'm drinking soda right now, I've cut back. Before, drinking like 52 sodas a day, I couldn't all of a sudden cut off, and I'd be like, "Where's the machine? Give me some
Well,
caffeine,
first
please."
of all, tell me about that. How did that go? Because I'm a vegetarian, so I
Mm-hmm.
cut off everything cold turkey. And with sodas, I cut it off cold turkey. I didn't like pace myself or do
Ooh.
anything like that. How are you feeling without, with the sodas and stuff?
Listen, I couldn't do it. I had to go back to. I went from multiples a day. I've scaled back to trying to just one a day, and that's a
Ooh.
big success for me because I was getting headaches because cutting out all that caffeine. I guess I get
Yeah.
headaches.
Now?
No, because I started drinking it again. But when I stopped,
What?
I get headaches and yeah. Hey, soda is a drug.
Wait a minute. Do you
It
think it's
is
the sugar
a
or you think it's
drug.
the caffeine?
I don't know. Well, I would, because I mean, I would still drink sugary stuff like apple juice and
Right.
other juices. So, which I'm sure doesn't have as much sugar, I'm guessing, as the soda. But so I think the difference. That's why I think it's caffeine, is because I'm not. It's not like I'm not drinking sugar anymore. So
Yeah.
yeah. So if I went out to Naked and Afraid back then, a couple months ago, woo, y'all see me on the ground crying every day. I can't do it. I want to dance. I'm done.
That's
You see how
funny. I'm
people just be
sorry.
whining?
That's
Hey,
hilarious.
some of these, I love the ones that come in all cocky, be like, I don't tap for nothing. I didn't pay my hand whining. Next thing you know, ooh, a bug bite. Oh,
Right?
another time on
Gone.
my mommy. But
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
Naked and Afraid. That's my
That's
show. Y'all got to get up on it if you're not on it.
heck yeah.
Discover it.
Well, listen, since we're
Discover.
talking about shows and stuff,
Okay.
reality shows,
Okay.
this show right
Okay.
here, this show that I have follows multiple couples on their journey to find love, right?
Mhm.
It's usually three couples that they follow. And this right here is the whole point of the show is you don't know who the person is that you're meeting.
Okay.
Um, and the shocker is the first time you meet them, you're getting married. So,
Oh yeah.
really, are you coming with
Oh yeah.
all of your baggage, not knowing what the other
Yes.
person's baggage is? You coming with all that. You coming with family members you ain't never meet before, friends you ain't meet, all the stuff you coming with first day. Hi, my name is such and such, and I'm your wife or husband. Would you watch that show?
Uh, I do watch that show.
What's that
The
show?
wife and I, uh, Married at First Sight.
Yes.
Yes.
Listen.
Got
Are
to
you
love
caught up
Married at
on the
First
show, Darius?
Sight. Married at First Sight. I'm trying to go through because we watch a couple of these now.
Yeah.
Yes, I
All
believe
I'm gonna say because I don't know who else hasn't seen the show yet, but
Okay.
it's getting good.
It's
It's
down
good.
to the New Year.
It's getting so good right now. Like every Tuesday, I'm on Twitter. Like right before the show start, I'm on Twitter, like interacting with all these people who watching this show. And this show is bananas. Speaking
Yeah.
of the couple, what's their name? Tristan and Mia. That little thing is
Stop.
bananas. Because first of all, I didn't start off the right way anyway.
Okay, you got to back up. You got to explain what's going on.
Okay.
This couple who meeting for the first time.
Right. So if you remember, I think it was our first episode here on Sunday Night Vibe. I mentioned Tristan and Mia. Tristan and Mia, first of all, he started off the relationship to me horribly by saying when Dr. what's his name? Dr. Cal asked him, what's your preference? And the words out of his mouth came, he said he didn't prefer somebody who was dark skinned. That's his words.
Okay.
He didn't want anybody who was dark skinned.
Okay.
So right now, you starting off the show horribly right now. Because now you're being picky and now you categorizing your selection. But anyway,
But he said that to the doctor. She don't know that.
Huh?
But he said that to the doc. She don't know that.
Right.
His preference.
Right. Because to me,
but that adds to it because that's great to me because that adds to it because that's the dynamic of you want one thing, but that may not be who they match you up with.
Probably it was good for you. Like I guarantee you, his past girlfriends looked exactly like her. You go off looks, you go off this, and you go off that. It's like, okay, now you putting yourself into a box. Because who's to say the person that they previously picked out for him wasn't this nice brown skin, dark skinned woman who could have gave him everything. But yet he wants to go ahead and put it into a box and like, nah, let's go ahead and eliminate this person. Because I mean, first of all, you on the show for a reason. Obviously, you wasn't doing right in choosing your right.
Right.
But anyway, we can talk about this for hours. So, um, so right now with Tristan and Mia, they're going through so many problems. First of all, the girl lied and said she, didn't know this guy who ended up suing her for some crazy, what was it, like stalking and using a credit card or something that she didn't have permission to use. All this crazy stuff. So now you're entering this marriage with all this baggage that you don't know about. And then on top of that, she lied about not knowing this person. And then later on, she confessed off camera, I do know this person. So that's mistake number one. And their communication is horrible. Like, it is ridiculously horrible. Like, when he argues, she shuts down. You can see her check out right then and there. And it's like, they're not happy, but Darius, when I tell you that their marriage is a roller coaster, I literally feel like I'm riding a wave right with them on this show because I can't. And the other one, what's his name, Bobby and Danielle?
Hey, we call Bobby American Psycho.
Listen, you know what's funny? Being on Twitter, right? Somebody said the exact same thing. And I was like, somebody said the same thing. It was like, no, he looks crazy. He looks like a psycho to me. And I started laughing. I was like, listen, Darius said the same exact thing. So obviously you're not alone in that boat.
Yeah, he creeps me out. But see, like, for those who haven't seen Married at First Sight, this guy is what some people would quote unquote call the all American guy. He's just one of those good old Southern traditionalist type dudes. And while the other two couples are fighting and having issues all the time, when they get together and talk about the relationship, he's always like, oh, it's great. It's wonderful. We have no problem. I would rate it a 10 out of 10. Everybody's like, a 10 out of 10? He's like, listen, don't. But you know what? Nadia, 10 out of 10. He done told his girl, I love you. You're all my everything. Yeah. Guess what he get back? Nothing. She hasn't told the man she loves him.
She care about them dogs more than she care about him.
That's right. But it's a 10 out of 10. Come on now. Okay. I'm waiting for something to hit the fan with them.
I am too. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, it's crazy to me. Because when she was gone for like some business trip, she was like, it was like she was more concerned about those dogs. Like, is Henry sleeping with you? Even when he gave her a present, it was like a DNA test for her dog. And then she, out of her mouth, she talking about, because I always wanted to know Henry's lineage.
The dog.
You want to know? Like, really?
Wow.
Yeah, she is too involved with that dang on dog. No.
Man. All right, so just like Naked and Afraid, I got to ask you, Nadia, would you do Married at First Sight?
In a heartbeat.
Yo, that's scary. That might be more scary than Naked and Afraid.
Listen, I'm single, and as y'all heard on the other episode, I'm not very traditional, so I would do it. There's lots of couples that their marriage worked out, with arranged marriages.
For Married at First Sight, there's some that survive.
Yeah. Oh my God, one of my favorite couples. What's her name? Her name is Shanice and Jeffy. They were on last season.
Oh, they I know they had a baby, right? Yeah. That's the last I saw. They still together because they were kind of sketchy.
I don't know if the baby's here yet, though. It should be here, right?
Unless I ain't gonna say nothing negative, but I got to be here by now because it's been a minute since that show's been on.
Because they're about to do a special with Jeff T and Shanice and
what's his name?
Yeah, on what's it called? On October 30th, they're doing a special with Jeff T and Shanice, and then Ashley and the other guy. I can't remember his name. Anthony.
Ashley and Anthony. I don't know them.
Yeah, they were they on the same episode? I don't think they were on the same episode.
Yeah, they were kind of rocky at times too because Jeffy didn't know how to communicate and wouldn't express himself,
Yeah.
and
Was
that's
holding out,
a
man. Because I see it like this. If you're going to take that commitment and that step to get married to somebody who you don't even know, a perfect stranger, and then when you get there, you like, okay, wall block. And you don't want to give
yeah.
yourself to that person. Like, what's the point? You
Oh,
jumped
he
in the
was real
ocean to be
crazy
like,
with it.
sing?
She was like, Jeffy, I love you. Do you love me? I don't know you. You a stranger. like
That was his.
what?
That was his line. You a stranger. Like
Hey,
just say, man, I like
what you
you.
like to eat, Jeffy? What you like to
Huh?
eat, Jeffy? I don't know you. I'm a stranger. You're a stranger.
Listen, Jeffy had a wall up. That sucker had tall wall up. Oh my god!
I
But
didn't
in
think
a
they were gonna make
way,
it.
I can't blame him about just being like, okay, slow down for a second. But
Yeah,
yeah, it was to the
because she was
point.
real. She was real thirsty for her. She was real thirsty, so
Oh yeah,
they
yeah.
were on like
Like,
two different levels. So they had to meet in the middle.
so do you think? Okay, for example, on this show, do you think these couples, instead of like, do you think they should go out, balls out, and treat it just like a marriage, all that, and or do you think they should, take it step by step and hello, my name is such and such, and just use it as they're dating, but they still have the marriage certificate? You think that's wrong to just go all in?
Well, it's everything is fast forwarded because
Right.
you marry someone you've never met before, and you have 8 weeks on the show. At the end of the show, you have to tell the viewing audience whether you're going to stay married or get a divorce, right? So
Right.
8 weeks is not a long time. But the crazy thing to me is how most of them don't treat it as if they're dating. Like they're super slow with things. Like let's be honest. These people, like some of the people, is like, don't hug me, don't kiss me,
Yeah.
and we 2 weeks into it. If you were in the real world and on 2 weeks into a brand new relationship,
You
you would
better
be hugging and
preach.
kissing and doing. You would
You
be
would.
doing a
You
whole
better
lot more than that
preach.
in 2 weeks. So
Oh, you
I
right
don't. They
about
be
that.
acting weird. Like I don't want to hug you. Let's get to know each other. Well, if I caught you at the bar and was like, "What's up?" You would have
Yeah.
already been past that zone anyway. But I guess because you not a lot of people may not be attracted to them, but you don't really hear that often that they're not attracted. You'll get that, every other season. I think that one person is really not attracted. I don't think it's that common. So if the attraction's there, what's the hold up?
Yeah. Yeah. Because that remind me of who? Last season with the blonde headed girl. This is in Boston. Blonde headed girl and the buff guy. Forgot his.
Yes. Well, that was a crazy relationship
Yeah.
altogether because she was lying and doing all this stuff, but she said she wasn't attracted to him, but she was attracted to him, but then said she wasn't attracted to him, and then they ended up getting
Crazy.
divorced. They didn't even finish
Yeah.
the season. They got broken up before the season's even over.
Yeah.
But
Because his
yeah,
concern was how could you? I guess she told him a story about how when her and her friend was in college, they met a guy at a bar and ended up saying, "Hey, basically, boom, we want to sleep with you. No commitment. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? No commitment, nothing." But
yeah,
he's saying, okay, you sitting there saying that you just can't, be that type of affectionate to, me and stuff like that. Yet you can sit here and sleep with a guy for one night and
right,
barely know him, but you can't treat that
right,
to your husband. So I think
right,
she just wasn't it, and she was like trying to say that she was trying to take it slow. She
right.
always This always happens in her relationships where she takes it slow. She treats them like her friends and whatever like that. But I don't know. I just think she wasn't attracted to him.
Right. That's what it boils down to.
That.
Are you attracted to the person or not? And just say it, you know. And then, but if you're not attracted to them and you're married to them at this point, which is the theme of the show, you've got to put yourself in a position to help them get to wherever you need them to be.
Right.
To be married. That's how that works.
Yes.
Because if you're not attracted to a person, no, I don't expect you to be hugging up, kissing. But if you open up to them, find out what makes them click, then maybe you can find something within them that you like.
Yeah.
And that will speed up that process for you. But people don't expose themselves enough. So, man, to obviously I'm married and this is past me, but had I back in the day, I don't know, that's a hard one to put yourself out there to do, because you married and you locked in with someone you don't know, and if you're very picky and you try and jump into this relationship, you can't be, because they're not going to have, you're not selecting them for the traits you think they should have.
Correct.
So
that's true.
You got to be real open-minded to do this. And we've seen a lot of couples, a lot of individuals who come on there. They're not very open-minded and self-sabotages.
Which I don't understand how you gonna go on the show and you know the premise of the show.
Exactly.
And then you gonna be like closed-minded. That's just a setup right there for failure already to happen. But definitely, I would definitely do this show. Yeah.
Yeah. So they only do it in specific cities. Like, it's always been Chicago. This one is in Dallas. Alliance said they did New York. I can't remember off the top, but it's always big cities. Which I guess because they've got to pull in a bunch of people so they can narrow it down and try and find people, because there's like a priest, sexual therapist, and I don't know what Pepper does. I don't know what the frick she is. Maybe just a psychologist. I don't know. But they just analyze they take these people's applications and they match them up to other people, just like Match or any other type of dating show. So you ain't gonna see it in DeLand, Florida, some small town. You're gonna have to be in the larger city to get picked, because they got to send the camera crew and have everybody in one spot. But man, Married at First Sight is I always watching, because I love people watching, and this is the ultimate watching.
Right. Tuesday it'll be the final.
Yeah, they're gonna tell you if they. So this is the perfect time to start binge watching if you haven't been binge watched, because they'll have the last episode in, and you can go ahead and binge and get always the entire season. You can go back. That's the thing with this show; it's not outdated to go back and watch the prior season.
Exactly. So, they're supposed to be coming out with another show soon. You heard of Tommy from Steve Harvey show? Nephew Tommy?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he's going to be the host of that show. I can't remember the name of it, but I think it's going to be on either TLC or on Lifetime. And it's going to be that same kind of thing, Find a Love in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are we missing out on opportunities to find?
Well, I don't know. Well, you could pitch a whole new show and enter. I'm thinking that they should combine all the premises. They do Naked and Afraid, Married at First Sight. They had a Claire and I was watching. They had on MTV or VH1 Dating Naked or something like that. It was a hot mess. It's
I can only imagine.
Yeah, it was an MTV show. Ain't too much I can say about that. It's no longer on there. It was just one of those car crashes that you watch when you ain't got nothing else to binge watch.
Yeah, I like car crashes now. Don't lie.
Yeah, it was one of them. let me tell you about this other show I'm watching. I'm gonna say 100% you ain't watching it, but it's a fun one for me. Kind of reminds me of how you describe This Is Us, but this one probably has a lot more comedy into it. So this TV show is like a coming of age story. Follows this 18-year-old boy who's transitioning to be a man, but he's on the autistic spectrum. So he's going through high school, trying to find love and independence, and he's trying to discover himself while the rest of his family is kind of falling apart. So while he's trying to find himself, he's on the autism spectrum, and so he has different interactions with people in his school, and the family has to deal with his interactions all while trying to live their own life. It's just amazing. I guess it's a comedy. I don't know. But have you heard anything about this show? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Primetime television, maybe?
Nope. This one I think is a Netflix exclusive.
No, who is it?
This is called Atypical. Atypical is the name.
You know what? I was gonna watch that too. Oh man, you hitting on my wish list items, man.
Yo.
Okay, let me hear about this. What's this about?
Okay, hold on. Let me get the definition because of
the
autism.
Word atypical?
No, of autism. Do you know the atypical? I don't know the atypical definition.
Let me see. Since you asked.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me see. Because again, that was another one that was like scrolling past and was like, and I watched the clip or the trailer and was like, maybe after.
Oh, you got to watch it. Okay. So tell you, autism, if you don't know, because that's the focus, is this character is on autism spectrum, and it's just going through Merriam-Webster's definition of autism. It's just someone who's marked by impairment and the ability to communicate and interact socially, and they do so by repetitive behaviors and restrictive interests. So this character on Atypical, Atypical. Let me pull it up for you. The series is amazing. Let me pull up here. So you're following this, like I said, the kid is in his name is Sam. Sam is his name. Sam is his name. Sam. I don't have brain fart all of a sudden. Yeah, Sam. It's Sam. So Sam is an 18-year-old. He's like a senior in high school. He's because his autism, he has trouble communicating with others. So he's very, very blunt. So if you ask him, do I look fat in this dress? Without hesitation, it's straight facts with him. Well, yeah, you're popping out the seam, so I don't know why you would ask me that kind of question. And then he would turn around and walk away. Like, he is super blunt. And everything is a matter of fact. So let me tell you a situation. So in this one situation, Sam had a on and off girlfriend, which is like a major thing because he doesn't interact with people like that because he's very, very smart. Like he's into penguins and could tell you everything about the penguins. Very smart, but he can't communicate. He just has a hard time fitting in what we would call a normal society, right? Everyday society. So,
which is crazy because the definition, the anonym of atypical is normal.
I love that. I never looked it up. I love that. So that's perfect. So he is perfectly normal, but folks would not see him as that because he is different. But I love that. So somehow this other brainy girl, she's the valedictorian. She becomes the valedictorian of the school. So she's nerdy herself. She finds an interest in him. And so they start kind of dating, but some stuff happened. They end up breaking up. So because he can't handle situations, he likes to be alone at times. So he'll run to a custodian closet at school and just watch penguins, like a live feed of penguins on like a laptop or a phone. Because that's how he copes. He gets in his own world. Let me see what's going on with these penguins right now. He's all about it. Well, he gets into the closet and this girl is cutting class, smoking weed in the closet. And she's kind of like a gothish girl, right? So nothing really, these two people, he's a goody two-shoe, he's smart, total polar opposites, right? But for whatever reason, she also, because he's so different, takes interest and she's like, all right, we're gonna make out right now. So go ahead and give me a kiss. So he just figured out this whole kissing thing, but because he had another girlfriend, the nerdy girl. So he kisses her, and she's like, we're gonna do this, but you can't tell anyone. So he's like, okay. So he kisses her, and he's like, oh my God, that's amazing. And he goes to leave, and he turns around. Okay, let me get this straight. Okay, so I can't tell anyone, right? Okay, check. What if my mom asks me? No. Okay, check. All right, cool. I just need to. Oh wait, are we in a relationship or is this just a casual thing? No, we're not in a relationship, dude. I just gave you a kiss. Okay, cool. So he just like everything is a matter of fact. Just tell me the rules of this. She's just giving him a kiss because she feeling high and willy nilly. We not in a relationship. Don't you tell nobody nothing. And he's just like, oh, this is amazing. Oh, but I need to know the parameters of this relationship. So he's so matter of fact. He's got a best friend who works with him at a store, he's like a nerdy guy. He's like, let me tell you how you get girls, man. And he'll give them like horrible, just go over there and grab her butt. Like tells her like really bad advice. Like, but he thinks he's a match. So that's their dynamic, and the parents one of the parents cheats on the other, so they find out, and so all of a sudden they throw the mama out the house. Like the show is crazy. And there's 2 seasons of this, Atypical on Netflix. Man, I could go on and on about this show. Listen, dude is hilarious because. Although he's on, you hear autism, you think, okay, what's going on with these people? Listen, I relate so much to this guy, to this character. Like, cause I'm like,
I'm gonna tell you this: the whole autism thing. Like, you find like some of the smartest people.
Yes.
Like, and they just put so much barrier on this word autism. But no, I could definitely see what you're talking about. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Listen, because everything is so factual with my man.
Yeah.
All he does is spit the truth. And if it hurts your feelings, pick yourself up and let's go. He ain't got time for it. But also, if he gets his heart broken, you atypical, normal, right? He's just like anybody else. He's gonna break down. He's gonna isolate himself. So he still has. He doesn't always know how to communicate because he's going to a therapist to kind of help him. She, kind of specializes in speaking with autistic kids, and but somehow he freaks out the psychologist. So where he's not even allowed to see her, but he's still, because that's his routine, he's still going to try and see her. He'll call her on the phone, and like they on schedule. She already told him, no, we can't. It's not gonna work out. We can't see each other. But he's calling like, hey, so this happened to me. This girl kissed me. I don't know why she kissed me, but she kissed me, and
That's
I don't really know
funny.
what to do about it. And hangs up on point, like they had a regular. I know I'm not supposed to talk to you, but I had to tell you about my day. Blah blah blah. Boom. Like it's so
That's
crazy.
funny.
It's
Oh, I gotta
hilarious,
see. I gotta
man.
watch that too.
Y'all got to watch Atypical. That's one of my favorite shows on Netflix. And I don't even know how I was like, let me just see
You said
what
it's on
is
the
it.
second season?
It's on the second season. Yep.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
So,
I have it on my wish list
yeah, go
or
ahead.
watch list or something like that.
And it jumped up. It only had 8 episodes in the first season, and it got bumped up to 18. So they had some
Good,
faith in this thing. They
good.
really I'm trying to see.
Any familiar faces in there?
There's there's which some people love, some people hate. Michael Rappaport is the father of
That's the
that.
guy who played. He seems to play a lot of these shows, like serious shows, right?
He's like if
Like
you see him now,
CSI.
he's on social media all the time, fighting for all about black rights and stuff, and
Right,
cursing
right.
people out and stuff like that. Michael Rappaport, I'm trying to think of
He's funny.
movies because he always plays like smaller parts, but he's in. I'm trying to see
I
what
think he
his.
was on Friends. He played on Friends
Yeah, yep.
as Phoebe's one of
Yes,
Phoebe's.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
But he hasn't had like any like amazing breakout roles, but he's been working forever. So Michael Rappaport, you probably have seen him all along. He was in Men of Honor, um, a bunch of little stuff. So he's the dad. The mom is Jennifer Jason Lee. So she was a child actress. A lot of people will know her from back in the day. So she was in what's her breakout? Fast Times at Ridgemont High. She was the
Yeah.
yeah. So people probably primarily probably know her from that. I'm trying to think of what else. Um, she was in lately. She was in the Hateful Eight, Quentin Tarantino's movie. That was kind of her big movie coming back. Other than that, I can't think of anything. She's been working forever, like I said. Fast Time at Ridgemont High. She was the girl that everyone was supposed to fall in love with. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, the Sam is played by Keir Gilchrist, which I hadn't. He's been working for a minute. I hadn't really seen
Mhm.
him up until this point. So, um, yeah,
That
he's
sounds
done a
interesting.
couple things for us. Yeah, got to check that out. All right,
So
all
we
right. Do
have,
you have another
was it Ozark
Ozark?
and this one? What's it called? Atypical. That I gotta go ahead and do.
Atypical.
Yep, definitely do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got one
yeah.
more for you.
One more. All right, give it to us.
This one is a little bit on the serious side. Before they even started the show, usually like because it's in the second season. So when the season starts, they'll kind of put like a disclaimer up there and kind of let you know, hey, boom, uh, this is kind of a serious film. Children shouldn't watch
Mm-hmm.
it. If you're dealing with any
Oh.
type of problems, make sure don't watch it or watch it with an adult, somebody you can, talk to about it. But the premise of the show, um, so in season, let me see, let me start to where you could do. So season one, right? And this is
Mm-hmm.
where everything comes to to light. So a 17-year-old boy returns home from school one day to find a mysterious box on his porch. Inside, he discovers seven cassette tapes recorded by a young lady who is deceased. She's a deceased classmate. So he finds these
Mm.
tapes from a deceased classmate, and and she killed herself 2 weeks before earlier. So on the tapes, this girl unfolds Let's see. Emotional audio. It's a emotional audio diary about why she did it. So each tape has kind of like a series of like her life. So in the first cassette, she'll talk about if you receive this tape, you're the reason for my death. Continue listening on. Is that something you will watch?
Yeah, you got me hooked. What's that?
Oh yes. So this show, which is on Netflix as well, it's called 13 Reasons Why. So yeah. So what you do is you have this young lady, she commits suicide. And she records 12 tapes. There's 12 cassette tapes that's inside of the box. And each each tape, she'll tell you at the beginning, if you receive this box, you're one of the reasons for my death. So basically continue on listening to the tapes. So it's tapes that leads up to her decision to, basically commit suicide. Which I understand why they say if you have some type of emotional problem, whatever, do not watch this film. Please don't, because like the scene of her dying, oh my god, that right there, yeah, can drive a sandman. What's it called? Can drive a sane man. Scissor. Kanye West said. But yeah, so it's pretty good. So she's a high school student who actually has a crush on this young man that we're following. And she's going to tell different stories, about how, through friends, how she met some of her friends, how some of the relationships ended, how she was taken advantage of. And the last person she confided into to kind of get, I guess she was at the end, she was kind of debating with herself, either 50% should I do it, 50 should I not? And her last decision was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. It's very good. Very good.
Okay.
First season, I finished that first season in I think 3 days.
Wait, it can only be one season, right?
No, it's 2. Right now.
Oh.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm on the 2nd season right now.
Okay.
But yeah.
For someone who committed suicide, she got a whole lot of talking to do, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah. She has a whole lot of talking to do. A whole lot to talk to do.
You got to be in the right. I know you said the disclaimer. I got to be in the right frame of mind to.
Yeah.
To hear something so dark.
Right.
As suicide.
Right. Kids don't need to be in the room to watch it. Because there's cursing or whatever like that, and yeah, no kid should be present while this film is going on or anything like that. But it's a pretty good show, to just see a story. I think it's based on a book. Let me see, what was the book? So where is it? A film, Universal Studio, based on 13 Reasons Why. Again, available. Yeah, so it was a book, 13 Reasons Why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing a lot about that on. There was some kind of controversy with it.
Yeah. I could see why.
With it as well. So,
because to me, it's kind of like for somebody who may have or deal with that type of thought. It's kind of like a guidebook to me.
Oh.
Anytime I see stuff like this, and that's why I don't like watching movies like that. With suicidal twist. To me, it's always like with somebody who may be dealing with it. It's like a guidebook of how to do this, how to succeed, to finish, get the job done. Yeah. So I'm glad they put that out there for people not to watch it.
Okay, let me ask you this: is there anything series that you watched that you mad you wasted your time on? Is there anything that you like? I can't watch this. This thing is why I do this, or something that you watched through and through, but it was like, eh.
That I just stopped.
Yeah.
Orange is the New Black.
Yes. It was good for a minute.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I finished the last season.
The last season, I stopped right when what's her name? What
the
is her
girl
name?
died. I don't remember character's name. I'm horrible at it. Yeah.
Right when she died, I couldn't. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Orange is the Black. I'm trying to think. Like I tried with a lot of the Marvel TV shows I was getting into. I was like Iron Fist. I stopped. I couldn't finish the season 1 of that. We haven't. This isn't because it was horrible, but it just hasn't compelled me to finish watching Luke Cage season 2. Season 1 was amazing. Season 2 was like, So that's one that I was like, kind of fell off on. I'm trying to think of any. I started watching Santa Clarita. I think Santa Clarita or Clarietta. I don't know how to pronounce the city. Santa Clarita Diet is a Drew Barrymore show where she basically becomes a zombie, and it's supposed to be a comedy. And they gotta try and hide her killing people and eating people. It's supposed to be a comedy, and it was one of those, like, it wasn't like hilarious or anything like that, but one of those late night shows that you would probably like fall asleep to. That was good for the first season. The second season, I haven't finished it. It may be one that to come back to. One that Marlon, I couldn't. Marlon, that was on NBC. It's since been canceled.
Listen, I love Marlon Wayans. I love him to death. I love him. But I think this brother, he does best on like comedy shows, improv and stuff like that. TV shows, I can't watch Marlon for too long.
It's too corny.
It is. It's like he does it. He try it. I hate to talk about my brother like this because I love him to death. But it's like,
okay, girl, what you gonna say?
What it's too much. Say?
Like,
I didn't even start it because I was like, I know I'm gonna probably watch a few episodes and be like, okay, nah, it's too much.
Every episode he was doing the typical stereotypical ghetto black girl impersonation. Like, stop. That's so played out. Don't do that to the black female.
I don't think I'm gonna watch that then, because if I see it, I'll be like, okay, you know what? Shoot, all black women don't act like this. So okay.
No. I'm trying to get into Ralph's show on Fox.
I've seen that first episode. I'm kind of like teetering and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna make it. It's okay, but it's kind of corny too. So I don't know. Maybe my bar is too high. Like, I don't know. It's just trying too hard to me. He does multiple characters on it, like Martin or Eddie Murphy, and it's just like, when you messing with that, like, you gotta be really on it, because we're gonna compare you. You compared yourself, and that's what I'm gonna do too. Because in interviews, he's like, they always talk about, I'm trying to do kind of like what they did, and if you can't
he did come out his mouth to say that.
It wasn't him. It was a co-star. I'm trying to think if it was Sinbad or no. I think it was actually Gerard Carmichael, who produces the show, who made that reference. That he's like, he's doing characters just as Eddie Murphy would do characters, but no, brother.
Don't do that. Set yourself up for failure now.
So it's okay. It's okay. I think I like the Carmichael show better. You should see it. It lasted only a couple seasons. He ended up quitting, I guess. I guess he got tired with politics or whatever, because they pulled they wouldn't let them air a show or so because of they were talking about I can't remember something racial basically.
Uh-huh.
And I think Carmichael ended up. I heard several interviews where he talked about how stressful it is and stuff, and it seems like he prefers to be behind the camera producing now rather
Yeah.
than making a TV show because he's putting his whole life into it. But
Oh,
it was
okay.
a solid show. Have you seen? I know we're wrapping up, but have you seen? This is doesn't start on. It's not a Netflix show, but it's several seasons are on Netflix now. Schitt's Creek.
No.
Have you heard of that one?
No.
Man, that one stars Eugene Levy. Levy. I don't know how you pronounce his dog's name. I'm horrible with names, y'all. If y'all haven't recognized by now, but he is the dad from American Pie.
Okay.
Come on, American Pie.
Yeah.
It's him. His real life son is in this thing, and it's about and the mom from Home Alone.
Okay.
So he's married to the mom from Home Alone. Again, guys, horrible with names. And they were super uber rich. But they go broke. I think like their business manager failed to pay their taxes. So they thought their taxes were being paid, so they went from being the wife was a soap star, and so they're rich, didn't pay their taxes, so they lost all their money except for they like bought like either they bought a hotel or they bought the town. Like they had to go from this New York City life to living at like some backcountry hotel. And so she's still trying to pretend like she's rich and all that. And they're moving into this skanky motel. And it is a hilarious.
What's it called again?
It's called Schitt's Creek. It's spelled Schitt because they are the I guess they are the shits. but it's a hilarious. If you like the dad from American Pie, Eugene Levy, I'll say, he's got a weird style about him, but the mom's delusional. He's trying to maintain. They ain't got no money, and it keeps teasing like I've got this scheme that's we're gonna move out of here, but they continue to stay at this ranky dank hotel, and they're like the celebrities of the town, and they're dealing with all these people that they think are beneath them. So it's kind of hilarious. So it's one of those late nights. I'll catch it. You'll kind of binge it when you can type of TV show. So.
Really else on?
Yeah, check it out. You can sit there and watch a bunch of them in a row and be like, all right, this is cool. So those are some of my recommendations.
Well, there's one last recommendation.
All right.
To my people out there who are fans of the Roseanne show, can I hear you? Nope, ain't nobody answering because nobody's a fan of the Roseanne show. Because we already know why Roseanne was canceled after she came back from many years of growing up.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm sitting here watching my show, and I'm like, okay, boom, watching All of Us. No, why do I keep saying all of this? Why do I keep saying All of Us? This Is Us. So after watching This Is Us, I'm watching a commercial, and then I see a commercial because I see the names that we know. We know DJ. We know what's the other one? Darlene. We know all these people, David, in the show. And then you see the husband's name. So I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Because I thought they canceled the show. No.
Right?
No. Them suckers said, listen, we're going to pick up where we left off. We're going to go ahead and continue on, and we're going to name the show The Connors. So, the Connors are back. And I'm wondering how this is going to play out. Because where's Roseanne? I want to know where Roseanne at. Did they get a divorce? Is she in a hospital? What? Because I'm going to tell you the truth. When the new Roseanne show came out, I didn't catch it. I just kept on hearing all this bad, negative stuff. And then when it finally ended and, you know, hearing all the controversy behind it, why it ended, I'm like, okay, wait. So how are they going to pick up where they left off with this show? I'm dying to find out.
Yeah.
I probably tune into the first show to see what's going on. I ain't even going to lie.
So I didn't watch Roseanne in the first run, and I didn't watch it in the second run, but it was like #1 every week, but she's spouting off at the mouth, and she got, as you mentioned, canceled. So she did not, she did an interview on Joe Rogan's podcast. So this is where all this information is coming from, for those wondering. So basically, she felt bad that it got canceled. So she signed over whatever rights she had and got paid out. So for those feeling sorry for Roseanne, don't feel too sorry. She got paid for them to cancel her, kick her off. And apparently she found out from a birdie on the set, because the NBC or ABC, whoever the show was on, whatever network, did not, they ain't having communication, but she found out, she said from her spies, as she called them, that should I tell you what they gonna do with her?
Yeah.
Wait.
You mean? Oh!
Okay, you hear me?
No, I didn't hear you.
Okay, you want me to tell you or not? I don't know the details. I don't know specifics. I just know the premise.
I didn't hear you. Because I didn't want anybody else to kind of hear it.
Oh, spoiler alert. Well, okay, so they explain, however they're going to explain. You'll tune into episode 1 if you're going to be one of the people tuning into Connors. But they are going to explain, of course. They'll address it. It won't be like a Fresh Prince situation where one day we have a black mom, a dark-skinned mom, rather, and one day we have a light-skinned mom. It won't be, even though on that show they're like, oh, you look different.
Right.
But no, they will address what happened to Roseanne in form and fashion. But yeah, so Roseanne was all turned upside down. She really couldn't figure out why this happened to her. And Joe Rogan.
45 reasons why this happened to her.
Yeah. But Joe Rogan is friends with her, and he tried to blame it on she's got a mental disorder.
Don't do that. Don't do
right.
That. Then why give her a show?
Exactly. Like she got, I might be messing this up, so watch the Joe Rogan podcast. You can hear for yourself.
Yeah.
But she got hit, I think, by a car, I think in high school, by a college student. Messed her brain up. She's in the hospital. I think it took her 2 months to recover, something like that. So there's that. She's been hospitalized before this incident, years before this. She was put in a psych ward for 9 months. So
before the first Roseanne came out?
I believe so. Okay. So she's got a history of mental disorder. But Roseanne does not blame it on mental disorder. That's Joe Rogan's opinion. He says mental disorder, plus she was on Ambien, plus she drank beers. He also threw in she was smoking weed, but Roseanne said, no, that's not true. She wasn't smoking weed at that time because she was at her mom's house. She was just smoking cigarettes, but she was on Ambien and she was drinking beer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But so she says the problem is just because she was on Ambien, which I don't know anybody who has been on Ambien, but Joe Rogan says that his own mom was on Ambien and woke up in the middle of the night to discover that she had, and as he describes it, like a little kid taking like lipstick or something and drawn all over the floor and the rug.
Ooh.
He's also said that people have, this is all Joe Rogan's account, I haven't verified this with other people's accounts, that a friend of his wife said, "Hey, what were you doing last night? Why are you eating all that food?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" Apparently he had made himself a whole sandwich and did all this fixing of all this food and tore it all up in the middle of the night and had no recollection. So basically, the defense he's saying is he was basically on a drug and could not control himself.
Right. Okay.
Which is what she initially said when she threw out the fact that she was an Ambien, which Ambien refuted, said, "Sorry, taking our drugs doesn't make you racist."
Ooh,
you know, which is
first of all, thank you.
Yeah, so I mean,
do that. Don't even try it.
But her thing is, because she's on this weird kick where it's Jews versus the world, which I've learned from the listener of the podcast, where she's like, I didn't know she was black. I thought she was Jewish. She looks like my aunt.
Ooh.
So, I didn't know she was black. So when I make a comment about, about she was making a reference to the Planet of the Apes, she also had made probably 5-10 years prior, whatever it is, a comment about someone else and said that the person had 8 balls. But she's saying where she grew up in Utah, that's how women refer to their husband. Hey, what's your 8 doing today? So
you joking right now.
So
what?
From one white person to another, I'm assuming they're white because they're in Utah. But she's saying that that's how they refer to husbands. Get your 8 to do it. So that's kind of like a weird explanation. So that's how she talks. They talk in this part of Utah, is what she said. Plus, Planet of the Apes is her favorite movie of all time. So those two things combined are how she referenced. She loves all people. And this was like an 2-hour interview. And I trying to hear her out and see, okay, she didn't appear to be racist. Her comment was definitely racist in nature, if that makes sense. So I don't know that Roseanne is a racist, but what she said, when you connected with the black person, is definitely racist, right?
Correct. Right.
So I think you can say racist things and not be a racist, if that makes sense. So she says, see, the thing that comedians hide behind is we're telling jokes. I hate that.
Exactly.
Like everything is legal because I'm trying to be funny, but it's not the case. They have no boundaries, but how are you the only people in the world that have no boundaries and don't have to? So I don't get down with that excuse. That's garbage. So she's really hurt a lot. That mostly hurt because her show is going on. You get back to what we're talking about, binging. Her show is going on without her. She wanted to go on all ABC. I think it's an ABC show and explain. Y'all can't see right now. My daughter is got a giant Bumblebee suit, and if you're watching us on YouTube, she's creeping behind me. to
That is
sneak
so
by
cute.
in a giant bumblebee suit. But anyways, the Connor, she's very disappointed that the show is going on. She felt that she had to do it because she didn't want to displace 200 people from jobs. But she doesn't know how it's going to go on. She wanted to go on to all the ABC shows, the affiliate shows, like whatever talk shows they have, and explain that she wasn't trying to be racial. But the problem is that's an impossible viewpoint to come from. Nobody's going to feel you and say, yeah, you were high on Ambien and you didn't know what her race was before, because that's hard to believe in so many words. And it's just like, it's just a mess. So you kind of just have to walk away. But at the end of the day, I'm not tuning into what Roseanne says. I don't know if she's a racist, but that's something hard for me to support. I see the side eye. It's so hard because these comedians just they're trying to be funny. They're trying to strike a nerve. So you don't know what's real, what they meant to do, how they actually feel, or if they're just trying to. Because she said it was a political tweet, not a racial tweet, and I believe her on that. But you're using what everybody knows. You just you don't make the comparison of ape.
Yeah, you don't.
you just, that's one of the things you just don't touch. So
you poking the belly button, like you're doing it like on purpose. You ain't aiming nowhere else but the hole. Like, don't do it.
Yeah. So we'll see. The Connors the show was #1 for better or for worse. Big time numbers. They hit big time numbers, but without Roseanne, you can't have Roseanne without Roseanne. They took her name off the show, and they're gonna try and reboot it. You said you'll tune into the first episode to watch the car wreck, or
yeah, I'll let you know how to go.
Let me know. I won't be watching, but man, so deal. We covered a lot. Claire is working. She's working on her business, so she'll join us next week. Man, tell the people what's going down next week, Nadia.
Next week, I'm so excited.
Woo-hoo.
Next week, I have a special friend that's going to join us. Her name is Dr. Kat. Miss Kat, she she specializes in holistic medicine, not medicine, but practice. She's going to talk to us about breast cancer, since we're in October, breast cancer awareness month. She's going to come and join in and answer some questions. So if y'all have any questions that y'all want to know about the holistic journey, anything with breast cancer, anything, please, you can write us on Facebook. You can definitely check us out in the comments here on YouTube under this video. If y'all want to do that, y'all can join us on all the other major. I don't think we got Snap. We don't have Snapchat, so no.
We ain't got Snapchat, but we got Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. So.
Definitely. So what you can definitely do, and I'm always on Twitter anyway. So if y'all want to do that, y'all could definitely go ahead and write us and she'll answer your questions and whatnot. But yeah, I'm excited. Right. I'm ready.
Do we have to wear pink?
Huh?
Do we have to wear pink? Pink's the color for some reason.
I don't know. Do you think we should wear pink?
We shall talk about that off air. I've got some questions on this pink, how she feels about the was it Susan G. Komen Foundation, and how it's taken over breast cancer and trying to promote it with breast cancer awareness. I have my questions on that, so we'll bring that up. Again, just to echo what Nadia just said, breast cancer awareness. We've got a doctor going to be in the house to answer some questions and throw down some facts, and we'll see if we can learn a little, some drop in knowledge. But man, we thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Very important to hit the subscribe button for us and tell a friend. We try to be here 8:30 every Sunday as long as we don't have technical difficulties. I know this beginning of the show was really rough, so if you stuck through it, we appreciate the love and support, and we'll see you right here next week on YouTube. Until then, hit us up social media, SNV Podcast or Sunday Night Vibe Podcast on all your major platforms. Until then, peace.
Yes, bye.